So those of you that know what New York City is like at this hour, this is pretty desolate. I know a lot of you I was talking to today from around the country were asking what it was like, and so I'm just going to take a quick tour around, just to drive around. I have to get out of the house. I'm going to whip up at Madison Avenue. Again, anyone that's been to Manhattan, this place is packed at this hour. Hey, Lisita, I had to get out of the house. So, yeah, as you can see, it's completely empty. Matt, what's up, buddy? Love you too, brother. Just had to get out of the house. This place is like a ghost town right now. I'm going to head over by Times Square, whip around downtown. Hey, Karen. What's up, Hill? Hey, Susan. What's up, Angie? I tagged you in it like you asked. Yeah, you know, right? This place is crazy. So we're going up Madison Avenue. We're going to whip around over to Times Square. I mean, this is like what they filmed Will Smith filmed that movie. What is it? I Am Legend. So I'm Madison Avenue and 41st right now, passing 42nd Street. Grand Central Station is to my right and completely empty. I'm going to whip over to 48th Street and then head over to the west side towards Times Square. Wow. Yeah, I know. I'm glad everyone's staying home, Susan. I saw that too. I just took a drive out just because we were going nuts in the house. So I'm going to take a... go up 47th Street towards the west side. Yes, Connolly's where we used to hang out all the time. Plum empty, obviously. Radio City's going to be up ahead. This is the Diamond District. Wow. Police officers going. Let them go. First responders. They could take up to 20 weeks to be distributed. President Trump says more ventilators are over 100,000 being built. Wow. Now we're soon to be started. We anticipate issuing more orders under the Defense Production Act in the very near future. During a briefing at the White House, he also said he took another coronavirus test and it came back negative. When midtown 749. Governor Cuomo's daily briefing took on a more personal note today when he brought on his brother, CNN host Chris Cuomo, who was video conferenced into the briefing from his basement, where he's in quarantine. This is a complete ghost town. 6th Avenue, right here. Radio City is right over here. Pan over. That's Radio City right up there. Just to give you an idea. That's Radio City, the neon lights. 6th Avenue. We're gonna hit Times Square. Denise is gonna stop to take a picture of her office, just so she can see. She works right around here. Good enough? Yeah. Alright. So we're about to hit Times Square. You can see from all the lights. But this is, I mean, at this hour, Theater District is over here. This place is normally packed. So you can see Marriott Grand Marquis, where they have Inman every year. So there's the iconic steps. Yep, John, right by Radio City. What's up, Sherry? How are you? Miss you guys. Hope George is staying safe. Wow. People are still taking pictures. Wow, this is Times Square. This is insane. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Times Square this empty. What's up, Jason? How you been, man? Hope you're staying safe, brother. We're gonna go by Penn Station and Macy's on 34th Street.
Milder with less wind and sunshine returning. Saturday 56, then increasing clouds on Sunday. High 58, 55 right now. Cloudy in Central Park, humidity 34%. Wind is out the west 15 to 31 miles per hour.
Wow.
Repeated the current temperature 55.
I passed by Madison Square Garden in a few blocks. Hey, Glenn. Yeah, it's creepy when it's empty hill. Such a big city. I mean, there's like no one behind me. Alright, here we are. Macy's, 34th Street. You can see, empty. And then here is Madison Square Garden. Wow. And for any of you that come here and go to Koreatown, K-Town, you can see all the side streets are empty. Hey, Nance. Have to get out of the house, Nance. I mean, just to give people a frame of reference, if you've never been to Manhattan, this place is packed at this hour. I mean, completely packed. You know, we're gonna head over to 14th Street, and which is an area that's also always packed. So, what's up, Yara? Yeah, exactly. Pre-game and Ranger games. Yeah. This is the quickest I've whipped around Manhattan, just so you know. Other than it being like 2 in the morning, or when we were going out clubbing back in the day. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Nicole. So right now we're on 7th Avenue, heading towards 14th Street, towards the Village. The East Village. Times Square was completely empty. Just to give you an idea, here's 14th Street. I'll pan over just so you see it. I mean, that's a ghost town, you can see. Here's the mobile morgues that they've been showing on TV. Right there at the hospital. One World Financial Freedom Center is right ahead of us. I mean, at this time on a Thursday night, this is a bustling area. Everything is obviously shut down. Wow. Hey, Zohar. Hey, Samantha.
All the different things they promised, and I'm like, I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. You know, vitamins, protein powder, whey protein, all this stuff that says it's gonna do what it's gonna do. But the balance of nature.
What's up, Chris?
I cannot believe how it has affected everything.
So yeah, just a quick recap, and you guys can watch it when I'm finished with it. Times Square was completely empty. Getting through to Midtown was a breeze, obviously, because everything is, there's very few cars, if any, on the road. I'm gonna go up Houston Street, so give you guys an idea what it's like over there by Little Italy and the East Village. Hey, Sarah. Hope the kids are doing well. To get to the Holland Tunnel at this time of day, this is like bumper to bumper over here. You got an inch. Again, the Holland Tunnel at this hour, this entrance right here is packed at this hour. There's no one going in. Now we're on by Canal, so you can see everything's pretty much out. There's a few cars going across town. Hey, Debbie. I'm gonna go through Little Italy and then go back up by Alphabet City. Again, this area is normally packed, bustling with people at 8 o'clock on a Thursday. Hey, Carter. What's up, Jensen? Hey, Valerie. Yeah, it's Canal Street, 8 o'clock on a Thursday. You know, I'm gonna go through Little Italy and then go over to the village. Hey, Nelly.
We'll have more on that. And the state attorney general once again reading the Riot Act to companies which allegedly prey on the pandemic, promising miracle cures. AccuWeather says tonight, windy and chilly, possible light rain and a low of 41. This is Joan Doniger at Bloomberg. Investors pushed past jobless claims to oil gains. The Dow rose 400.
170 points. The NASDAQ 127.
With news time 8:01, and Mayor de Blasio says New Yorkers need to take new precautions. We're advising New Yorkers to wear a face
Hey, Donna.
when you go outside.
All right, here we are, Mulberry Street.
He says anyone who goes out in public
To make this left normally is like an impossibility.
Scarf, bandana, or other piece of clothing. He says
Little
surgical
Italy.
masks and other medical equipment should be reserved for the healthcare workers who really need them.
Except for aside from the one guy walking in the street.
People can spread the virus even if they don't show
So this is normally teeming with people here.
It's okay to use it, and she says you can continue to use it as long as it stays dry and keeps its shape. She says if you use a cloth mask, you can hand wash it in ordinary soap and water and make sure it's completely dry too before you wear it again. She says face coverings don't replace social distancing, though. They are just an added protective step. Meantime, we got the reality check from Governor Cuomo today about the level of supplies we have in our state to deal with the coronavirus. He says we've got 6 more days. 6. That's before the shortage of life-saving equipment.
So go through Little Italy, and it is
really hit home.
Hey, Susan.
With more tonight.
The number
Hey, Corey.
of cases continues to grow, and the governor pulls no punches.
We have about 6 days of ventilators in our stockpile.
He says that may depend on when the cases plateau and also how they're gathering and converting other pieces of equipment to do the same job. The governor also worries about cases in
Hey,
other
Steph.
areas.
Yeah, it is
creeping up.
crazy.
You see that those
Hey, Orly.
growing numbers in Nassau and Suffolk.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that is starting
Not even
to
at 3 in the
stress
morning
that
like this, buddy.
healthcare system.
In the meantime, he's
Hey,
asking
Barbara.
industry that can to manufacture gowns, masks, other protective gear. He says the state will help finance the
Tell
cost
Paul I said hi,
and will
Donna.
pay for the items. Julia Papa, 1010 Wins News.
The governor says he has lost faith in the federal government's ability to come to the rescue, saying just assume that you're on your own. Meantime, the governor also noted Nassau County has some very concerning numbers, more than 10,000 cases now since the start of the outbreak. Nassau County Executive Laura Curran says there have been 1,033 new cases since yesterday. Suffolk also has a high number at 8,700. Meantime, President Trump acknowledging Governor Cuomo today during the federal coronavirus briefing. He says the governor has asked that the new hospital built at the Javits now be used to treat coronavirus patients.
And I've decided to say, yes, I'm going to do that, that I will be signing and agreeing to a yes answer, so that we will be doing that, and also we will be staffing it. So the federal government is doing a lot of things that wasn't anticipated that it do.
Right,
So
Donna?
the governor and Mayor de Blasio might be getting what they wanted.
Hey, Jerry.
For all of us, actually, with military personnel now promised for the Javits, but as they say, we'll wait and see what happens. The president also said he's issuing new guidelines saying nursing homes will suspend the entry of all non-essential personnel. He's also urging facilities to designate areas for healthy and sick residents, calling it something we'll probably implement long after the enemy is gone. By the way, the president also revealing he underwent a second coronavirus test today. He says the results came back negative 15 minutes later. As we reported yesterday, Mayor de Blasio brought in former NYPD Commissioner James O'Neill to ride herd over the city's coronavirus response. So today in New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy signing an executive order that lets the state police superintendent, Colonel Pat Callahan, commandeer life-saving equipment in New Jersey, admitting New Jersey's still trying to build that stash, but he says when it does, we'll have somebody. One thing that's certain, though, he says we are definitely going to need it with the latest numbers.
182 more
Let's catch a relay.
coronavirus in New Jersey.
Spring
Governor
Street.
Murphy with names, pictures,
Hey, Sandy.
and bios on a few, just to emphasize it's not numbers, but lives.
May each of
Yeah, I mean, there's really no one out here. I mean, these are all the restaurants would
Governor
have
also
packed.
touring the first of 3 field hospitals.
There's no one really
at the
out.
Meadowlands Expo Center in Secaucus. Murphy giving the state police authority to commandeer medical equipment and supplies from businesses, and he blasted half a dozen people for abhorrent behavior.
The first members of Knucklehead Row, 6
Hey,
individuals
Jen.
who have been criminally charged for assaulting law enforcement
Times Square was
officers by
empty.
spitting or coughing on them
Getting
or
from
claiming
the
to
east
have
side over to
COVID-19.
Midtown was
The
a
governor
breeze.
continuing to rail against
It's just,
gatherings,
the city's,
saying only through social
pretty,
distancing can we save
pretty
lives.
empty.
Al Jones, 1010 Wins News.
Yeah, he also issued a plea to any company.
Hey,
with
Jeff.
CBDs to donate
Hope you and
them
Sony are
according
doing
to
good.
Visit njslash.com. He signed
It's
an
crazy, man.
executive
Thanks for
order
everything you do,
against
Jeff.
New
Stay
Jersey
safe, man.
organized, But with social distancing. I want to remind you also, folks, tomorrow, the PNC Bank Art Center, the thing that they had set up there, the testing
I
site,
found the only
will be
group of
closed
people,
tomorrow,
not social
but they are
distancing.
opening up a new
Of course.
drive-thru. This will be at the Bergen Community College. Again, both of those happening on tomorrow. Just want you to be aware. Also, they had a big protest outside Montefiore today. Healthcare workers upset and fed up.
This is like the only area not social distancing right here. Oh, that's why. The supermarket.
We're running out of pain medicine.
The supermarket is packed.
We're running out of oxygen masks. Laura Uchik is a resident physician here at Montefiore and says everyone from management on up to the highest levels of government should have been ahead of this. People have been saying that coronavirus
Drive down the Bowery past the mission. Got it.
Conspiracy. The situation we are in now, in many ways, is for years, government structures, corporate hospitals, private insurance, and drug companies
Hang a right and go to the Bowery.
have been wired to leave the most vulnerable without adequate resources. Nurses like Judy Sheridan Gonzalez say those resources need to come
Gotta
now,
go
and
past
that means
Prince.
ramping up production of that equipment. We have
Hey,
to demand to get those factories
Hey, Eric, how are you, man?
produce the materials, make sure that we get them so that we can survive, because your survival depends upon our survival. Nurses here say they can keep themselves safe if they're given the proper tools. Sonia Rincon, 1010 Winds at Montefiore Hospital in the Bronx.
Oh, windy and chilly night tonight, becoming cloudy with a shower in some areas before daybreak, a low of 44 tonight. And then tomorrow, windy and very chilly to start off the weekend with rain at times. High of 52 with real fills in the 30s and 40s. Right now, we're at 55 degrees in the park. New York Attorney General Tish James ordering a company named Finest Herbalist to stop marketing their products
Sandy?
allegedly as a means of curing or treating the coronavirus. It's called Herbal Total Defense Immunity Blend. She issued a cease and desist order saying, well, she's done that before with other companies, but the AG's office reminds us the World Health Organization hasn't identified any specific medicine or product that can cure COVID-19. And anybody who says that they have such a product is in violation of New York State.
Nah, I'm okay, Donna. We're good. Thank God. We're good.
Putting their very lives at stake. When's news time?
Hey, Nancy.
Leveraging your investment in technology and software is crucial if you want to have any chance at success. Salesforce is the world's leading
This is the easiest left turn.
CRM and enterprise cloud-based
Are you up this way, Jeff, or the other way?
American is the proud certified Salesforce partner you need to ensure a smooth implementation
On the
of this
Bowery now.
powerful platform. Salesforce will give
I'm
you a
feeling just the other
competitive edge and grow your business. AmericanEagle.com has the resources and expertise to maximize your investment. A faulty implementation will cost
Mission's the other way.
time, money, and isn't worth the risk. AmericanEagle.com will customize Salesforce to fit your business goals and make sure it starts accelerating.
Yeah, I'll pick you up Pastrami on
Rely
Club.
on them to ensure they get the most out of their Salesforce product. From implementation to support to customizations, they've done it all. If you want to ensure that your Salesforce investment has the impact you expect, and you want your website to provide a great online experience and real results, call AmericanEagle.com.
So you guys can see the Empire State Building pulsing.
They'll help you build your digital mindset.
Just like you've seen on the news.
809, and now your health medical reporter, Dr. Brian McDonald.
While most people act responsibly at a time like this, in fact, many people are actually rising to the occasion.
Yeah, I know, it's empty out here, huh?
There are still those who start to act out aggressively and feel as if they need to protect themselves.
Hey, Andy.
against others.
Good chatting with you over in text the other day.
And from talking to other physicians, is a growing feeling of anxiety as people stay home and have fewer distractions. Most physicians are now turning to
Wow, this
telemedicine
is
as opportunities
crazy.
to talk with people about these stressful issues. It's more important than ever.
Same Mark's place is normally packed.
With your help, I'm Dr. Brian McDonough on 1010 Winds.
It's
You can
crazy.
get your health every weeknight at this same time. Checking the roll call, 55 degrees right now in Greenburg. West Hempstead showing 55 as well. Ditto in Bay Ridge, and the same outside our place, 55 going down to 44. We will have a complete AccuWeather forecast for you coming up next.
The most dangerous day for a newborn is her first day of life. Every 31 seconds, an infant dies from infection, pneumonia, malnutrition. But she doesn't have to die. For more than 60 years, Project Hope has been saving lives around the world, delivering medicines and supplies, giving newborns.
I mean, it's normally, like I said, packed over here.
This
is like plumb empty.
Everyone deserves hope. To volunteer
You
or
can see
learn
what
more
downtown
about
is like.
Project Hope,
By the way, you could never ever make a U-turn here, but right now it's so empty. And I would never make a U-turn in Manhattan, but
have you written a book and want to get
there's
it
no one
published?
here.
Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and
So we can go downtown and see what that looks like over there. Hey, Amy. How are you? We will.
Publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689
I'm going to shoot downtown, Karen. Take a quick loop over there.
Again, 800-501-3689.
Wings News Time 8:11. A gorgeous day in the city today throughout the tri-state.
I mean, the Bowery is, you know, this area is normally packed with people. Bars are open. Bar None is to my right. Plum empty. Many a time, decades ago, we used to go there. The movie theater over here. Obviously, everything's closed. Webster Hall, just past it.
Will become cloudy. Today, or already is cloudy. And we'll see a shower in some spots toward daybreak. The low down to 44. Windy and very chilly tomorrow with some rain at times. The high of 52. But active with a real feel.
Yeah, I don't think the cops are going to pull me over. There's a guy driving ahead of me with no lights on.
Tomorrow night, otherwise mostly cloudy with a chilly breeze. The low down to 45. And then for Saturday, a somewhat more
it's so
pleasant
empty.
day. We'll have clouds breaking for some sun. A high of 56. Less wind as well on Saturday, and then increase in clouds on Sunday with a high around 58 degrees. Right now in Central Park, it's cloudy and 53 degrees. The humidity
You want me to go to STK? STK is definitely closed, Karen.
Again, we're at 53 and going down to 44.
STK is definitely closed. Let's check with Sue Ann. Unfortunately, they're not doing takeout at a steakhouse.
In any event, Wednesday time 8:12 now, the New England Patriots to the rescue, flying over 1 million of those N95 face masks to Boston, China. A Patriots spokesperson says the team's Boeing 767
Hey, Jim, how are you?
to pick up 1.2 million masks, as well as other supplies, and the plane now.
Jim, you were here not too long ago. We got together not far from here.
Baker reportedly struck a deal a couple of weeks ago to get the critically needed masks.
Completely empty compared to when you were here.
Apparently sat around with them and
Hey,
talked,
Jenna.
business and managed to get them to donate. He didn't have the means to pick them up, though. That was a big problem. Transportation always the issue. Well, entered the Patriots, the New England Patriots. The team's president, Jonathan Kraft.
It's one of the Bowery now and 4th.
He was able to get with the State Department. They pulled a few strings.
Cooper Square, actually.
One thing led
4th.
to another. They're getting those masks delivered now. Meantime, special arrangements were made to allow the plane to land in China. The flight crew never left the jet. They stayed on the plane for the entire duration of the 3-hour loading process, so they avoided the 2-week quarantine in China. So everything worked out there. Also back here at home, a giant thank you for workers at New York Presbyterian. Thank you, Doug.
I don't think I'm going to drive by SDK.
We all appreciate what
This is Houston Street we're passing.
so many others. So please stay safe,
Completely empty.
stay healthy, and God bless.
Yeah, former New York Giant great Eli Manning, who recorded a message that was played at the hospital's morning meeting yesterday. But they were really, really surprised to hear him. We'll be back in just a moment. Wait, this time 8:14.
An important message from Hackensack Meridian Health to New Jersey residents. If you suspect you've been exposed to coronavirus or are experiencing flu-like symptoms, you can now have a video visit with a board-certified physician without leaving home, reducing further exposure to illness. Visit convenientcarenow.com. Just $20 for New Jersey residents with code HMH20. Free for New Jersey residents 65 and older with code HMH-FREE. Hackensack Meridian Health.
They don't know your names. They have never seen you before. But when they meet you for the first time, you become their heroes and lifesavers without names. The entire Major World staff and their families say thank you to everyone who was on the front lines for their courage and efforts to keep everyone safe. Major World pledges to all of you. They will be here for you day and night, today, tomorrow, and forever. MajorWorld.com or 800-MAJOR AUTO.
When news time 8:15, I've been hearing from some of the other frontliners.
Really, really eerie.
It's 7 o'clock ritual every night. We play it here live on Instant Win. We're going to make that a regular thing. We get so much negative news coming through in the wake of this pandemic. People that go out on their street corners, on the balconies, not on the street corners, get that right, Mullen, out on their balconies, and they wave out their windows, and they're banging on pots and pans.
Completely
I'm
empty.
in my building right now, and we got a memo here in our building telling us, hey, open your windows, to pay tribute to those who are out there on the front line. Obviously, I can't do it because I'm in here during the broadcast, but nonetheless, tune in for that. That'll brighten your day, and I know it does a lot to warm the hearts of all of our frontline workers out there that are doing all they can to keep us safe. Folks, we're going to get through this thing. It's a toughie, but we're going to get through it. Things are really, really bad now. They keep giving all of these
What's up, Ron?
Somebody even suggested, Mullins, why don't you all release the numbers of the people who are healed, or the people with whom this disease or this coronavirus has run its course, as opposed to always doing the negative numbers. And I think we'll get to that. It's just a matter of trying to track all of that down, how many people got sick and how many people came out, folks. But just bear with us. We're all trying to get this thing, and you know, we're
normally gonna get on the Manhattan
place.
Bridge.
We've
Place is
got
packed.
weather people here, traffic people here. We're doing the shows from our living rooms, from bedrooms, and such, because it's still important to us to get the word out to you, and we appreciate you hanging with us. Now, this said, you would think the mayor wouldn't need to tell us this, but apparently he does. Please don't throw your used face mask or gloves on the sidewalk. Apparently there's a lot of that going on here in the city during the pandemic. Mayor de Blasio says, guys, it's dangerous. You could actually put other people in harm's way for obvious reasons. He says, we're not down with littering in the first place in New York, and certainly not these articles, which could still carry the virus. De Blasio says, no, I'm not trying to be an alarmist. I'm not tripping. I'm not freaking out, but let's just use some common sense here. He says, to that end, he says, if you notice somebody throwing their gloves or mask on the ground,
gonna go by City Hall,
beat them up.
close by.
Just dial 311, guys, and that should take care of that.
Hey, Nicole.
I guess the other part of that would be
Thanks,
the
bro.
guy in the
I appreciate it,
Philippines,
Ron.
President Rodrigo Duterte. Did you hear about this? He warned anybody who violated quarantine that they could be shot on the spot for causing trouble. Wow. And he says abusing medical workers is a serious crime that would not be tolerated. He went on TV and says it was vital for everybody to cooperate and follow home quarantine measures as authorities try to slow down the thing. They've recorded 96 deaths there now, 2,300 confirmed cases in the last 3 weeks, with infections now reported in the hundreds almost every day. Duterte says, once again, I'm warning you the seriousness of this thing, and you must listen, adding, my orders to the police and military, if there is trouble and people fight back, is to shoot them dead. And he ended it. Is that understood? I will bury you. End quote. That dude. When's news time? 8:18. It's time for the 2020 census.
Police Plaza, federal courthouses.
My grandfather?
I'm gonna go past City Hall.
He came here 50 years ago.
That's the quickest ride over.
And he learned the census counted everyone, $24 billion in funding each year.
No traffic. Drive past the federal courthouse. Normally it's not this bumpy because normally we can't go this fast.
The first half of the word is sham, and the second part you definitely don't want to see in the shower. That's why I made up a new word, protection. The feeling of security you get when your new house is
And I
protected by
here we are, downtown, all the municipal buildings, federal courthouse.
Now, a commercial message.
This is Carter Conlon. Paul the Apostle said in 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. There's so much to be afraid about in this world today. And I think in particular today about the coronavirus that seems to be going from town to town, city to city, person to person, heart to heart. And so many people are afraid of the future. I want to challenge you today to turn to God and turn to Him with all your heart. You might be afraid, but there is a spirit that God is willing to give you, His Holy Spirit, His Word, His promise that will drive that spirit of fear out of your heart and give you a hope and give you a reason and a purpose and actually something to say to those who are of a fearful heart. You get it by praying. But today I remind you it's time to pray.
Hey, stay connected in the car and in the house. And we'll get
Hey Rob, how are you, man?
your iPhone and smart devices to
Carol.
play and win.
Did I pull over to take a picture? Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's completely empty here. Just for streets that are normally teeming with people.
Former Governor Cuomo also on the dire need for ventilators and other equipment here says it might sound like a broken record, but it's a record he's going to keep on playing until he gets results. That's about as long as our
At City Hall.
life will take us. That is 6 days. So you recall with that Montefiore, where
I'm gonna go over to Broadway.
protested a shortage of proper equipment there to protect themselves and their faith. He'll be along with that. And the coronavirus has put the brakes on one of Paramount's fastest sequels, the release of Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, Partially possible light rain, a low of 44.
This is Joan Doniger at Bloomberg. Investors went with their oil hopes instead of jobless gloom. The Dow rose 470, the Nasdaq 127.
Wednesday news time 8:21. New Yorkers need to take even more precautions against the coronavirus. That's what Mayor de Blasio making the announcement during his briefing today.
We're advising New Yorkers to wear a face covering.
Heading down towards the stock exchange.
Near other people. It could be a
And
scarf.
this is reminiscent of when I worked down
You
here
create yourself at home. It could be a
a
bandana.
long time ago.
Not
I
need
drove
to
by
be
after 9/11. It was this empty.
surgical mask. In
Here's
fact, we
the,
don't want you to use.
Here's City Hall.
That our first responders need, that our healthcare workers need. Don't use those.
Yeah, Health Commissioner Arcadius Barbeau says after using the cloth type for a day, you can hand wash it in ordinary soap and water, but you want to wait for it to completely dry before you use the thing again. They say the masks are added protection to prevent asymptomatic people from spreading it. They say social distancing
pass by
measures.
the,
You keep hearing that, you're going to keep on hearing it too. And personal
Trade Center.
hygiene is still important, still the best way to keep yourself safe. The latest coronavirus numbers in the city, you heard them today, 49,700. The MTA says it's secured an additional 100,000 masks to give to its workers across the system. The agency says it expects that supply to continue to grow. Hopefully, MTA Chair Pat Foy called me earlier today and spoke with me on the 1010 West hotline to talk about it.
Our thoughts and prayers are with our colleagues at the MTA
Vesey
who
Street.
are performing unbelievably heroic service in terms of moving first responders and essential employees to and from work, healthcare professionals, utility workers, transit workers, people working in supermarkets and pharmacy, and the MTA family is really rising to the
And Wayne family, let me update you on something else. Pat Foy says he's doing fine. You know, I spoke with him
Freedom
a
Tower.
couple of weeks ago, and we talked, and I asked
Pass
him
by it. I
then
think he passed by over here.
for coronavirus. He says he didn't because he didn't have any symptoms, and there wasn't any need to do that because you know you want to leave those testing kits
Liberty Street.
available for people who really need them and who are going to. Well, what a difference did they make? About a week
That's where I used to work down here.
He obviously says he's doing okay, but he went into this thing saying that I
During
really want to talk
9/11,
more about my people, which we
when
did.
the towers were here. Here's the
In the meantime,
Freedom
MTA
Tower.
also encouraging all those riders, all of the riders who are still on the trains to wear masks while taking public transportation. Today at his news briefing,
make a
Governor
quick
Cuomo
turn. We're
said
gonna go
that the
around.
inference that New York is faking it when it
This
comes
is
to
the,
a need for ventilators is nonsense, referring to something President Trump
Freedom
said
Tower.
earlier about states trying to stockpile. And Cuomo says in the first place, you haven't gotten much from
Greg.
Washington anyway.
There's a difference of opinion. How many will you need? We'll need what we need. You know, I have no
Hey, Carol.
desire to acquire more ventilators than we need. The way we basically are acquiring ventilators is the state is buying them. They are very expensive and the state is broke, so I have no desire to buy more ventilators than we need.
Yeah, and then that sobering news today, the ventilators we have in New York will run out in 6 days, and that's it.
Again, we're by the
Confirmed cases in New
Freedom
York
Tower.
surpassed 92,000 today, as we mentioned.
We're gonna
In
go
New
past the
Jersey,
Oculus
Governor Murphy signing that
on our
order, which
left.
lets the state police
Take a shot of it.
superintendent manage all life-saving equipment in the state.
Actually, I'll be able to stop in front of it,
All aspects now.
which
New
is
Jersey's medical
an impossibility.
Of course, we continue our work to get the equipment and supplies that all of our healthcare providers and hospitals and workers need from all possible sources, including the federal government, our federal government partners, our state supply caches, individual and corporate donors, as well as private sector procurement.
Yeah, he also talked about the so-called knucklehead road.
Here's the Oculus for you, for those of you that have come here to see it.
By spitting or coughing on them while claiming to have COVID-19.
And overseas, I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but apparently it was Neanderthal week over in Malaysia. You hear about this? The Malaysian government apologizing now after its Women's Development Department pushed a series of sexist tips to help deal with the ongoing coronavirus lockdown, like telling women to continue wearing makeup and to refrain from nagging. Oh, no, they didn't. Yes, they did. The campaign was met with fierce backlash online. I can't say it, or they'll shut down my little radio set up here in the bedroom. In fact, posts have since been deleted from the department's social media accounts. But this time, 8:26 now. Bloomberg Money Watch here.
Hey,
on
Craig, what's up, man?
John Donovan.
I know, right? Not like when you lived up here, man.
Number of first-time jobless claims filed last week,
Plum
doubling
empty.
in a week to 6.6 million.
Downtown.
Wall Street investors put off gloom and went instead with their hopes for an end to an oil price war.
By the
Dow
Freedom
rose
Tower.
470 points. The Nasdaq 127. The S&P 56. Those gains of 1 3/4 to 2 1/4%.
I'm going to take a quick shot of the west side, and then I'll finish it. You guys can watch the whole thing. You'll see how empty Times Square was and everything.
That followed a presidential tweet in which President Trump said Saudi Arabia and Russia are ready to announce a major oil production cut. Saudi Arabia has called an emergency meeting of oil producers. A jolt for Tesla shares post-market. First quarter deliveries fell less than expected from levels late last year. The company isn't saying, however, whether it still expects to deliver 500,000 cars this year. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Joan Doniger for 1010 Wins.
News time 8:27. To all first responders and essential personnel.
I just want to say a great thank you to all the people that's out there in the front line, making sure that we're okay at home.
The World Financial Center, right over here. Once we get around the bus driver over by Vesey. Normally the west side is packed. Hey, Wendy.
Helping us all stay connected.
We all watched something absolutely extraordinary, absolutely inspiring.
To go across like this, again, just does not happen here.
And we kick coronavirus ass. That's what I say.
Normally this whole area is packed. People that work at Bank of America are down here. Stuyvesant High School. It's a little further up, 2 blocks up. Hey, alright, so I'm going to finish this one up. Alright, everyone stay safe. Alright, bye.